Hey everybody, it's Mr. Mansager here, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can get your sprites out of Sprite Creator and into your Google Drive so we can ultimately get them into the Scratch project. So I'm going to go into Sprite Creator, and I've already made my sprite. Hopefully you've made some too. I have 4 images here of Blocky. He's my character for my maze game. And I've got 4 images, and it's 4 different directions that Blocky is looking. You might have a couple sprites, you might have something different, that's okay, it doesn't matter. I just want to show you how you can export these images and get them into your Google Drive. So first off, make sure all of them have the eyeballs showing. So if I tap the eyeballs, they hide them. Make sure all the sprites that you want to have exports, eyeballs are there. Okay, I'm going to go to the Export button, and you want to make sure that your image type is set to not to single image, because that will only export the one image that you have selected. We want to do all of the images, so I'm going to switch that to single image series and make sure the extension is set to PNG. The great thing about PNG files is they support transparency, which means all the area that isn't filled in around Blocky will be able to be seen through. That's what transparency does. It allows you to see through it. So make sure that's set to PNG, and then you're going to tap the little check icon to the upper right in the upper right corner. Now it's going to ask you where you want to save these files. There's lots of different ways you can get images off the iPad. Looks like you can email them. You can save them right to Google Drive, and there's some other options, Schoology. But what I've found the most reliable way of doing it is to actually first save them right onto your iPad into your photos. So where it says save 4 images, or however many images you have going out, I'm just going to tap that button. It may ask you to access your photos on your iPad. That's okay, let it do that, because that's how it's going to be able to save them into your photos. So once I've done that, you should be able to go to your Photos app, and those 4 images should be right there. See that? There's my 4 Blocky images. So now that they're in my photos, we're going to go to the Google Drive app, and now we're going to upload them into Google Drive. So before I do that, to be organized, I'm going to create a folder first that I'm going to save these 4 images into. So you're going to hit the blue button, the plus button, and hit Folder, and give it a meaningful name. I'm going to call mine Scratch Images, and then hit Create. And it'll create that folder for you right there. Now, to upload into that folder, we have to first tap on that folder, and it says there's nothing in there, which is good. You're going to hit the blue plus button again and do Upload. And you're going to choose from your photos and videos. Do your camera roll or recently added, and then select all the images you want to upload. For me, I have those 4 images, and I tap Upload, and there they go. Great, so now I've got those 4 images in my Google Drive. The last thing I want to be sure to do is I want to give these files a more meaningful name so I can keep track of what they do. And you'll see later in Scratch why this is going to be super important. So if you tap on the little menu, the little dot dot dot, and you choose Rename, I'm going to rename each of them to give them a more meaningful name. So the first one, Blocky, is looking up. So I'm going to name this one Blocky. I'm going to put a dash there because it's really good not to put any spaces in a file name. I'm going to call him Blocky Up and hit Rename. And it should show right there. Perfect. The next one, I'm going to do Blocky Down. Yes, perfect. So now I know that's the down looking one. The next one is Blocky to the right. And the last one is Blocky to the left. So you can give these any name you really want, but it helps you keep track of them later, especially when we get into Scratch. So now I've got my 4 images in Google Drive. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to go from Google Drive and bring them into Scratch and use them in your project. Bye!